Okay, so normally I talk about my mom because I was primarily raised by my mom. And when I tell you about my dad, I say he wasn't around much. And so here's one, because even if you have abusive parents, hopefully you can come up with positive things about them. Well, anyway, there was this one time we were on this big floating pier, right? And because my dad would take me to some pretty cool places. And there was this family of, like, I don't know if they were all a family, but there were 5 or 7 kids. My dad saw this big ship coming. I'll stop. All right, I stopped. There, I stopped. Anyway, that was my son yelling at me for moving the little floating pier. Anyway, my dad sees this ship coming and he starts rocking the pier back and forth. And I'm kind of looking at my dad thinking he's an asshole, you know, like kids do. And I notice all these kids, they like take a knee or they lay down like my kids are now because he was rocking it and they almost fell. And the dad of this family walks up to my dad and he's all pissed off. He looks at him and he says, "Why did you do that? My kids could have been knocked off." My dad puts his hand up to get his attention, right? Just as this flipping boat comes by, and that dock just, man, it rocks all over the place. Rocks all over the place. My dad didn't even say anything. I talk a lot more than my dad ever did, probably because the way he was brought up. He was seriously abused, way more than I was. But no anything. My dad didn't say anything. He held up his hand. He waited for that ship to come by to make that dock go all over the place. That dad looked at him. Remember, no words from my dad. That other dad looked at him and he said, "Thank you. Thank you. My kids would have fallen in." That was one of the most respectful times that I ever had for my dad. Without even a word. Without anything. He explained to that other dad without even saying anything. That other dad looked at him and thanked him, and my dad looked at him and said, yeah, I've seen a lot of people fall off of those and get hurt, especially by a big ship, because people don't think about getting caught in the middle of a wake from a big ship. So my takeaway from this one now, as I'm older and wiser, is always remember that even if your parents are abusive, there's always a positive takeaway that you can have. And that is, don't get caught in the wake of that abuse and not see good things. Because your life comes from good and bad. If everything was good, I guarantee you, you're not going to be who you are. Anyway, honestly love you. I hope you take your kids and do some amazing things with them. Have an amazing day. God bless.